let's twist this sucker around and fire up another episode of the Samboner Show. Hope everybody's having a real nice day. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Alive and well, ladies and gentlemen, alive and well. We're back on the Wednesday train, February 27th, 2024, a leap year. One more day in the month of February. And finally, we get to turn the page. Or wait, is there 29 days? No, it's a leap year, so there is no 29th. Man, God, what a bummer. That really is. That is a bummer for anybody that was born on February 29th. Like, could you imagine having a birthday every 4 years? Like, when you're 20, you're really 5. I'm sorry to say, but like, that's just the way it is, folks. That's just the way it is. But nah, just kidding. All good. All is good here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Everything we do here is brought to you by Not For Long Media. Jack in the back and the team just absolutely continuing to crush it. Excuse me, folks. I just tripped over one of those lamps, those like white lamps. Yeah, I have one of those. Like, who in a million years thought that this guy would have, well, I didn't go out and buy it. I stole it from my daughter, who just never used it. And here I am, slinging the little white ring. I'm posted up at my bar today. I needed to get out of the office. A lot of moving, a lot of shaking. Might even crack open a beer, right? We're over the hump. It's a beautiful day in the Samboner hood. And again, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I thought my mic went out too, but no, we're still here. We're still here. And we wouldn't be here without our good friends over at Philly and the Burbs, the Compass team, Adam Brown and the team, man. Just quick shout out to these guys, true believers in the Samboners, the Samboner Show. And when we want to talk real estate, these guys have their pulse on the market. They continue to do really amazing things here in the Montgomery County area specifically, but all the outskirts of Philadelphia, Center City, South Philadelphia. Like I'm telling you right now, just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to real estate. And, you know, they bring that like very boutique feel to the experience. They're not like your everyday ordinary real estate team. Very strategic, hands-on. I've got the opportunity to meet Adam, like I mentioned in my last episode. True family guy. His son and my son play baseball together, basketball together. Just a true awesome dude. I'm telling you right now, Philly and the Burbs, the Compass team, give these guys a look. I believe they're over in the Promenade, the new Promenade. Drop a Sambone, stop into their office. I'm telling you right now, they'll help you out. I believe they were one of the like top producers in Philly in 2023. They've done over $500 million in revenue. And don't hold me to that, but you know, they don't wear that kind of stuff on their sleeve. They're just very true, genuine, family-oriented team that just wants to help, right? Wants to dig deep and really help you identify, you know, whether it's a startup home or, again, if you hit the lottery and you want to buy a $10 million house, I think they'd be pretty much okay with that too. But again, can't thank you enough for all the love, all the support there. And shout out to our good friends, the original Fudge Kitchen. You know the deal, baby. Chocolate, vanilla, peanut butter, swirl it all together and have yourself a day. The FudgeKitchen.com team just continues to come through big and support the Samboners, true believers of the Samboner Show. And just a matter of time here, folks, until we are smiling and profiling at the Jersey Shore. 73 days till Memorial Day weekend. Holy shit, man. Time flies when you're not having fun. No, I'm just kidding. We're hanging in there, folks. We're making the best of every single day we can. We are out here. We are grinding. You know the deal right now. We're going to break through that motherfucking wall is what we're going to do, Samboners. And look, you know what? Look, on a positive note, Samboner Mick, look, I was in a rut. I really was, and I still am, but I'm going to bust through this goddamn rut. I really am, right? Like, it isn't getting dark at 4:45 anymore. It's getting dark at 6 o'clock. And before you know it, it's going to be 7 o'clock. And again, in a short couple weeks, couple months, we're going to be samboning beers on the beach till 8:30 at night because it's going to be still bright out. And you just absolutely got to love it. You absolutely got to love it. And last but not least, come on. Opening day in 29 days. You know what that means? Citizens Bank Park is going to be samboning their goddamn balls off, and we're going to love every single second of it. Let's go Fightins. Right now, they're down in sunny Clearwater, Florida. Look, I've had the opportunity to get down to sunny Clearwater, Florida on many occasions. I've probably been down there, I would have to say close to 6, maybe 8, maybe 10 times. I don't know. Who's counting? And I wish I could count. I wish I could get on there or get down there on a consistent basis. But, my brother had his bachelor party down there. I had my bachelor party down there. My wife and I have had a couple, reunions down there, and just, some other situations with some friends and family, et cetera, et cetera. And look, there is no better place. There really isn't. There is no better experience than going to spring training for the Phillies in Clearwater. My suggestion, don't buy tickets. Well, don't buy seats, right? Just buy a general admission. Go hang out on the berm. Go hang out at Frenchie's. Grab yourself a nice little grouper sandwich. Throw back a couple beers and just have yourself a day. Yuck it up till the goddamn cows come home. And, it's funny. I was just reflecting back on my bachelor party. And I think I brought this up in some previous podcasts, but I was just reflecting back on my bachelor party. Like, holy shit. So we did exactly what we did for my brother. We rented out the Hooters box, which is in conjunction with the home dugout, the Phillies dugout. And the only thing dividing it is just like a little cement wall. And you allow like close to 40 people can go in that dugout. So we rent the dugout out. I got 30 to 35 closest family and friends, make the trip down to Clearwater, Florida. And we got the Hooters box all reserved for 30 mutants, I should say. And we're about to have one of the greatest days of our lives. I'm talking like puffing smokes with Darren Dalton, throwing back beers with Pat Burrell. I threw out the first pitch. I got my picture taken with Ryan Howard. But, it got better. It got better as the day went on. We became very good friends with a GM there called Dan McDonough. Shout out to Dan McDonough. And I just remember this because I ran into Joe Conklin at my local Wawa. For those of you who don't know Joe Conklin, he's a stand-up comedian, does all the Philly sports impersonations. The guy's an absolute trip. So here we are. We're posted up in the Hooters dugout. And we got 2 or 3 Hooters waitresses serving us beers and wings. And we're just absolutely having the time of our life. And sure enough, here comes Mr. Joe Conklin and Mr. Hugh Douglas decides to crash our party, and by all means, you guys are welcome. 5-6 minutes later went by. Billy King crashed the party too. Him and his wife, daughter, they were awesome. And again, I know I brought this up before, but I'm sitting there talking to Joe Conklin at my local Wawa, and I'm trying to ask him if he remembered that day. And I don't think he did, but he was on the run, so maybe he didn't really have the time to really think about it. But I'll never forget it. Again, it is the most unbelievable experience, but I'll never forget this. So we're sitting there, we're chopping it up with Joe Conklin, and he's making us laugh. I can't even explain how hard we were laughing. This guy's got jokes after jokes after jokes. And we're sitting here, and we're chopping it up with the Phillies. We're chopping it up with our buddies, and there's a game going on. The game's secondary, honestly. You go to kind of hang out and watch, but it's secondary. It's more of just the atmosphere and the experience. So we asked Joe Conklin, Joe, give us Michael Jack's 500th home run call. And just like that, he goes, here's the pitch to Michael Jack. There it is, number 500, the career 500th home run for Michael Jack Schmidt. And Hugh Douglas is the only black man in the stadium. And I can't do the Harry Kalas. I can't do Joe Conklin for that matter. But until this day and for the rest of my life, I will never, ever forget that shot out. So Joe Conklin, you hold a special place in my heart. Hugh Douglas, you hold a special place in my heart, right? You're the man, dude. I love listening to you on WIP. You're doing a great, great job. And hopefully we can, connect in the future. But until then, I'm telling you right now, if you've never been to spring training, you got to get yourself there and experience spring training. I mean, it's at this point, it's become a tough ticket. The Philly stock is higher than it likely was. Well, no, right? Because in 2008, holy shit, what a year, man. I got married in March. We did our bachelor party at Clearwater, and lo and behold, the Phillies won the World Series that year. So it turned into likely one of the best years of my life. And, fast forward 15 years, it's crazy, man. Like the Phillies just played the Yanks and the game was completely sold out. The berm was completely sold out. Back then, I think tickets were like, $9-10. Now you got to pay a good 50, 60, 70 bucks. But I'm telling you right now, it's well worth it. Head into town, get yourself over to Shepherd's, get yourself over to the Rockaway. That Frenchie's is unbelievable as well. There's no better experience than going to Clearwater, especially for spring training. And holy shit, Sambo Nation. Appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, appreciate all the love and support. And, I just wanted to now shift a little bit of a gear here and just not cheese out, but cheese out. That's what I do, right? Just want to talk a little bit about, the experience last week. And for those of you who have been able to tune in to my episode with Danny from Angelo's and Joey Denick from Denick's, do appreciate it. We went to a little pop-up cheesesteak event. Maniac Malloy and I, shout out to Maniac Malloy over at the Joseph's Pizza Parlor on Oxford Ave in Philadelphia, right outside of Rockledge, Pennsylvania. Yucking it up with Matty Yak and Jimmy and those guys. They do a great job. The malt company, the deal. And, it's just cool to just, like several people in there, like came up to me and said, what a great interview, great job. And I couldn't believe it. Right. Like, I don't even know who's listening to this shit, honestly. Like, I'll say it all the time. I'm just a Samboner. Right. And, maybe we continue to do this. Maybe we don't, but we're going to make the best out of it when we can. We chop it up on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. I fly by that night. Right. I don't keep a podcast schedule, but, maybe we will one day. But, just cool to hear people actually embrace the episode, listen to the episode. And, just again, like what an honor to call these guys friends. And they are, I'm telling you, like these guys are some of the hardest fucking workers in America. Like, they get up at 2:00 in the morning. They're firing up their ovens at 3:00 in the morning. They're baking bread to prepare each and every day. The smoked brisket, the hot roast pork, and like, holy shit. Shout out to Joey, dude. He brought this brisket Sambo with these long hots. I bet you that guys like this can actually perfect the long hot. I bet you they can. Like, long hots are like a gamble, right? You never know what you're going to get. Like a box of fucking chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. But like these long hots were the perfect heat. And it was just the brisket on a nice sarcones roll, not seeded, and it was absolutely delicious. A little of the gravy on there, absolutely delicious. We didn't Sambone any Angelo's cheesesteaks, and thank God we didn't. He's always throwing these things down our throat, and this time around, we just had ourselves a nice little cocktail, some bourbon barrel, what was it, the Yamazaki. It was not a cheap bottle, and let me just tell you, Sambo Nation, it was absolutely delicious. Joey's first experience on the pod. He did an unbelievable job. Like I said, I think my my little pre-tee up speech, that's what you do, Samboners. When you have like guests on, you start your podcast with like a separate introduction. I've learned that. And you just do it. And that's how you have. I don't know. I'm not going to do it today because I don't have a guest on today. May have a guest on next week though. And we're just shaking it up. We're having some fun. And, Joey's first experience, he knocked it out of the park. But, like, it's funny how things work. Like, once I ended the recording after 90 minutes, like, all the stories came out. Like, everybody opened up, including Danny, who's a fucking open book. We're all open books at this point. But, like, more to come. I think there's an opportunity here to set up some sort of round table. If anybody wants to jump in and bring ideas to the table, again, more the merrier, and we're here for it. So again, like what an unbelievable story, especially coming out of Joey, just talking about, his life and, the way it all started, slinging sandwiches out of a garage, and then fast forward, God knows how many years, and they're right in the center and the heart of Center City at the Reading Terminal, slinging some of the best sandwiches in the entire universe. And that's why we call Philadelphia the sandwich capital of the world. And somebody last night asked me, they asked me last night, like, yeah, you're always in the nines. They didn't ask me like, you're always in the nines. What's your scale? Like, how does that work? And, it's tricky, right? And I don't think people see it fully through. Did that make any sense? I don't know. Track 3, Archbishop Woods. Excuse me. Let's take a sip of water. So here's the way we see it. And this is why we drop our top 10 list, right? So if you're in the top 10, you're in the nines, right? And don't hold a fire to my head, but like if you're 10, you're likely the 9.0. If you're 9, you're likely the 9.1, right? And if you're number 1, like Angelo's is for cheesesteaks, you're 9.9 or 10. And yeah, maybe there's no 10s out there, but I'm going to look you right in the eye right here, Samboner. I'm looking right in the eye. Who makes a better cheesesteak in the entire world than Angelo's or John's Roast Pork or Cafe Carmela, or maybe there's a couple others that are making their way in, but like you can't go outside of Philadelphia and find a better cheesesteak than Angelo's or John's Roast Pork or Cafe Carmela. So yeah, we're fucking giving 9.7s and 9.8s and 9.9s because that's where it is. That's the standard, right? You're not gonna go down to Florida and find a 9.9. My God. So that's the Samboner scale for you, and that's we're sticking to it, right? And we're moving right on. We got Cutlet month, and it's been good. Cutlet month has been good. Let's go to the board. Let's see what we got for Cutlet month. Take a look. Take a bite. Where did I just go? I just went to Pagano's, dude. Shout out to John Pagano's. Like it's tough. Samboner is getting tough, right? We've hit them all, and there's so many joints out there that we haven't hit. And, again, like Pat said it before, like it's tough, right? Coming out of pocket and continuing to just go on your quest for the best and finding time to do it. But at the same time, take care of your family and trying to produce other areas of income. And it's a big fucking puzzle. We're going to figure it out. But like, it's guys like John that like get it, right? They see it. And like, he recognized me and he was a huge fan and he had nothing but like love and just like good things to say about the Samboners, the Samboner Nation, the product that we created, the sandwiches on the house. And like, I appreciate that, John. I really do. Like, tip your fucking Samboners for once in our lives. Like, we're doing really good work out there for not only the community, but these local businesses. And it's not easy, right? So whoever's out there listening, like go online and buy a goddamn t-shirt so you can support my lunch fund. All right, Samboners? Nah, I'm just kidding. But now, like, Cutlet month was great, right? We just did cheesesteak month. We did hoagie month. We did hot roast pork month. Like, Cutlet month is another just like one of those Sambos that like people take a lot of pride and joy in perfecting the perfect cutlet. Like whether you're making them at home or you just have all these unbelievable, establishments like Pagano's throughout the tri-state, Delco, baby, Delco, Drexel Hill through and through. Like these guys take it extremely, extremely serious. And oh man, Wadey, you're in for a treat. Samboner Bonds, Sam Bonavita is going to close down Cutlet month, dropping a nice little Sambone in New York. Oh, God, who else? Who else is getting their Sambone on? I'll tell you what, this page is wacky tobacco. But they're out there. We're out there Samboning. Antonio's is in there. Who else is in there? Cafe Carmela, I just said. Berardi Brothers is out there. Maybe we didn't do that much damage here. Yeah, maybe Cutlet month sucked, actually. Well, where should we go next? I really am leaning towards pizza month. And it's been a long time coming. Long overdue, as some would say. And, I want it to be special, but at the same time, like, I'm no pizza connoisseur, right? So if we do roll out pizza month, Sambo Nation, you better fucking step up big because this guy knows nothing about flop. He knows nothing about undercarriage. He knows nothing about crust. Sauce, maybe. Cheese, I'll let you know if it's good cheese or cheap cheese. But, like, I'm not going to sit there with a box. I'm going in with a fucking slice, dude. This is actually, I might save myself some money doing pizza a month. Get a $2-3 slice rather than spending $20-$25 on a sandwich or, a whole pie for that matter. But it could be a ton of fun. Samboner Nation, as we start to get nice and geeked up for baseball season. Shit, my dog's barking. I hope nobody's showing up right now because I am completely out of my mind. I'm posted up at the bar. I'm not going to open up a drink. I'm not going to have a beer today. So let's do like a little Philly sports wrap up, and I'll let you guys run. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in to another episode of the Samboner Show. I think this is like episode 105. Woo! Woo! 105. All right, what did I write down here? What was your reaction to A.J. Brown? Look, you know what, man? At first, I thought maybe it wasn't even him. But no, it was him, and he handled it well. Like, at the end of the day, like, I thought this through. Like, and we talked it over with some of the OGs. Like, at first I said to myself, like, Ike Reese, did a good job. And, like, what's the other dude? Jack Fritz, he's a Samboner, and he did an okay job. But, like, looking back on it, like, they didn't really ask the hard questions, right? They didn't ask, like, who's sleeping with who and that kind of shit. Like, they really had an opportunity to dig in. Maybe to the point where A.J. Brown just hung up the phone, but, like, you had an all-pro wide receiver who's likely on, like, not like the media hot seat, an opportunity to really dig in deep, and you just kind of let him take the high road, which is fine. And he kind of, like, spun himself out of it. He's like, I'm ready to move on. I want to be a Philadelphia Eagle. But, like, what was up with him and Jalen? What was up with him and Cox? Or what's up with the fucking whole entire team? Like, the Philly media, though, I will say, or even the callers for that matter, really make this all out to be like a huge dumpster fire. But again, I think it just continues to be a mystery, and I'm willing to get past it. Like, I don't even really talking about, like, sports. I mean, I will. I'm a fucking true 4-for-4 guy. I love Philly sports, but, like, I don't know. I'd rather talk about, like, this suitcase that's sitting here that my wife's mom brought over that's filled with newspapers from, like, 1983 and shit like that. Like, wait till I go through this. That should be some content, honestly. This suitcase might be from 1883. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. What else would happen in Philly sports this week? Doc Rivers return. Unfortunately, they didn't boo him back to town. They took care of us. A little Pat Bev action. That return. I don't know, man. Sixers are it's iffy. It really is. It's an iffy situation. Like, they obviously cannot win without Joel Embiid. And if we can't get him back on the court with X amount of time, like 15, 20 games to kind of get those legs back, is it even worth it? Is it worth bringing him back out this year? Or do you just sit him down, maybe make the playoffs, but you got no prayer? I'm sorry. This is a different league, especially in NBA. Like, I don't think upsets happen as frequently as they could in the NFL. I mean, you got to play the game, but, like, in a 7-game series or a 5-game series, that 1 seed is, I would say, 8 times out of 10 going to beat the 8 seed. That 2 seed is 8 times out of 10 going to beat the 7 seed, and so forth and so on. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. What else happened in the sports world? Anybody see that dude from Duke get plowed over in the bench clear? Not the bench clear, the crowd clear, or whatever you call it. They stormed the court. Wake Forest stormed the court. Like, I wish somebody could call in right now and talk about this. Like, if anybody saw this, or that guy, he quoted by saying, like, why would a fan want to stick his foot out and hurt a guy who's 7 foot, blah, blah, blah? Like, bullshit, dude. That guy on Duke was a moron. All he had to do was just, like, stand up straight and finagle his way out of there. Not one single fan tried to attack that guy. And he quoted the entire opposite. Like, they were out for him. Like, what a douchebag. Honestly, you are the weasel of the goddamn sports week, whatever your name is, from Duke. I don't even care. Oh, man. Moving right along. Oh, man. The Philadelphia Catholic League. Shout out to the Philadelphia Catholic League and the absolute show that they put on for the Final Four and the championship, both boys and girls, at the greatest cathedral of sports in the Palestra on the University of Pennsylvania's campus. Again, just like I said with Clearwater and that experience, if you have never been to the Palestra, like, go there for a Villanova, Temple, Penn game, Princeton game, whatever it is. Take your kids there. There's no better experience. It is so cool. But the fact that the Philadelphia Catholic League get to go represent there, and unfortunately, my alum, Archbishop Wood, got ousted in the quarterfinals by Father Judge, and then Father Judge also got ousted in the semifinals there in the Palestra. But the championship games between Archbishop Wood and Archbishop Carroll for the girls, Archbishop Wood won in overtime, but the real excitement, and not to take anything away from the girls' game, the real excitement was the finish, the classic finish between Roman Catholic and Archbishop Ryan. Archbishop Ryan hits a 3 to go up 1 with 6 seconds to go, and Roman quickly storms right down the court, fires up a nice little mid-range shot from the foul line. Boom, and the place absolutely goes insane. Like, a lot of people were saying, like, I dropped something in my stories. People were saying, like, was the defense there? Why they just, like, I don't know, man. Like, it was just, if you foul him, he's going to go to the line, shoot 2. He could win by shooting 2 foul shots. So, like, the guy was right on him. Maybe could have put his hand up. I don't know, man. Happened so fast. And that's what makes sports so great. So that's that. That's Sambo Nation. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We're in for one hell of a ride here as we wrap up February finally. It feels like not only the shortest month in the world, but the longest at the same time too. And we're gonna gear up for March, man. Get your Irish Stout game on. Go grab yourself a bottle of JMO and let's get fired up. Maybe it's pizza month, maybe it's booze month, maybe it's fuck me right in the goat ass month, honestly, because that's where we're at, right? This guy's got to start slimming down, Sambo Nation. Yeah, that's what I got to do. I gotta start slimming down. But I'm going to keep on Samboning. Hope you keep on Samboning too. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Nothing but love. Love y'all. Samboner out. Pop that Sambone, and baby, it's on. Drop